Welcome back to Monday's Post Chat. We are having what we call a discussion about East and Central Africa, and Africa as a whole is hosting the championship here right in Nairobi, where the Kenya is hosting the shooting championship. In studio, I'm having Sami Onyango, who is the match director and safety officer at the same time, but also on the other side I'm having Mahir Omar, who is also an expert shooter, but also the head of statistics, the youngest head of statistics in East and Central Africa, and is also the youngest to take part in the expert shooting in globally from Kenya and from East and Central Africa at the same time. So, Mr. Mahir, start with you. How are the preparations in terms of when we talk about we are hosting the Africa Championship? How are the preparations so far, and where have you reached?
I believe the preparations are we've quite prepared well, and in matters regarding to statistics, you know, we deal with milliseconds. We deal with a slight 0.01 second. So I think we're ready, and everything is set for the Africa Championships, and inshallah we will fight on and we will deliver.
So if you look at the preparations Kenya has put in this time round, it is not the first championship we're hosting as a country. We're hosting lots of championships this year, from the Continental Tour to Safari Rally, now World Under 20, and now we have shooting. What does this mean about Kenya?
It really means a lot. It really means a lot, because, you know, South Africa has been holding this Africa Championships for the last for many years, and this is the first time that's coming to Kenya. We are happy to host it, and we are hoping that everybody is going to be happy and we're going to enjoy the championships.
Away from the championship, Sami, looking at the team that we have fronted as Kenya, do you think we can let this trophy go away, or they remain in the country?
Thank you so much, Jeff. Thank you so much for hosting us. I would say that the trophies are going to stay in Kenya. You've seen the medals that we won on the Under 20 just the other day. It means we have a tradition of keeping things back home. So with us also, we are working hard. We've trained hard. We believe the competition is going to be stiff, but we have done our best. And I believe that the trophies will stay back home.
Looking at we are fronting a team of women and men at the same time, yes. Different categories. I talked to Angoi when I was in the field with you on the ground at Kirigiti, and I saw what we can do. And we saw Monica Juma was there with you. What kind of motivation was she giving you being there?
I would tell you that where we've come from as a country, it's a clear sign that there is a lot of growth in this country in matcha sports. The preparations that we've done from the youths, as you've seen, Mahir has been performing very well. We've had Mahir participate in the African Championships in South Africa. We've had most of our ladies participating since 2016. The maximum number of ladies that we've been able to travel with when we're going for the international matches has been up to 5 to 6. But I can tell you today that we are proud that we have around 26 ladies who have already registered for this championship. If you see the CS defense, Monica, participating and coming all the way to support the ladies and to support the shooting fraternity in total, we would say that the recognition from government, the support from government, and what we are getting as response from even the citizenry is quite a good plus to us, and it's clear motivation. We've been given the path, we've been given the assistance that we need. All we need to do is deliver for the country.
Kenya is hosting this event, I think, for the first time. Sami, what should we do to get this more and more events hosted here in the country, to get our shooters to know that this game exists? Mostly people think it's for the rich, because a round of ammunition goes for 3,500 shillings. It's a lot of money.
I think it's just a perception that it is for the rich because of the kind of tools that are used. But it is not for the rich. It's a sport like any other sport. And it's a sport that requires another level of discipline, because it's all about safety, 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 safety. The kind of tools that we use are tools that are used for defense purposes. And we would see that the only way that this can be available and acceptable in all levels is for us to have some sort of concession when it comes to the cost of ammunition. Ammunition, yes, as you said, one box of ammunition can cost up to 3,500, depending on what type of ammunition you're using. So shooting is like any other sport. You'd find that there is a sport where the kind of vehicle that you use is a Class B, a Class A. In shooting also, we have different categories, and we have got different classes and different types of tools. I would call them tools, but they are known as weapons that are used for this particular sport. So you can buy an expensive one, you can buy a moderate one, and it is not a sport for the rich. It is a sport for the citizens of this country, and it's a sport that is played all over the world. There are different disciplines within shooting, which also encourages people to have it for purposes of proficiency. So I would say that for us to be able to make it affordable, the government has to step in and give us better prices on ammunition and such. But I would say today, and I would clearly say that the support we are getting from government, especially from the Firearm Licensing Board, the team has been there, support 100%. Permits for the foreign shooters who are coming from abroad have already been delivered. It was a request on one day, and we got it on the same day. So we are working well, and we are seeing a lot of support coming in.
Mahir Omar, you are one of the youngest shooters, expert shooters in the country, East and Central Africa. What does that mean, and what should other young shooters emulate from you to get to the level you got into? And being the only one, without you guys, we don't have a championship, because at the end of the day, you're the head of statistics.
Shooting requires a lot of discipline. First of all, in itself, it needs responsibility. You need to. It also makes you. It makes you think. It gives you a sense of think, because you can't just move around, and it gives you a sense of discipline. And I really thank Ngao Kenya. I thank my dad. I thank also match director Master Sami Onyango. They've been with me. They've been training me. I'm at this level because of them, and mostly my dad. I'd also like to encourage the young shooters to come up, because it's all alone been me fighting with competing with older men, and I really encourage new young shooters to come up. I see also there's Jonathan Wahome, 16 years old, and I encourage more shooters to come.
Sami, the preparation of the national team ahead of this championship speaks volumes, and we are ready, as a standard group, we are ready to cover this event extensively. But if you think that Kenya has some muscle in it and can do better, where do you think can do better in terms of classes and categories?
I would say that we have, in shooting, we have different classes, we have different categories, as you rightly put it. And first, let me just say this. Standard Media Group has been so strongly in support of shooting sports in Kenya. In 2018, 2019, as we traveled to South Africa for the African Championship, we even traveled, I think, with one of your reporters, and we were covered all the way. When we went to South Africa, it was interesting that they did not believe that we could be given support to that level, where we had a media house traveling with us and giving us live coverage, giving us coverage all the time when we were on the ground, and picking each and every difficulty that we went through to a point that we got a lot of response coming in from the citizenry and even coming in from our members, like the members of the National Gun Owners Association. Your own CEO is one of us, and actually he shoots with us, and this time also he will be participating. And in his category, he's actually been winning a lot of trophies. So we can say that the media houses can play a very big role. Where you've already come in, the support you've already received from you, that is very good. If you see the team's preparation today, the division that you have, like the Masters division, which is the highest category that we have already in Africa. We don't have a distinguished master in Africa. But the Masters division that we have in the country, Kenya today has 7 masters. South Africa, I believe they have got 5 masters. Kenya, we have 7 masters already, and these 7 masters are participating in this competition. We have got Eric Gumbi, who is participating also in this competition. I believe he's going to be participating in expert category this time, ESP, which is Enhanced Service Pistol. We have got Mohammed Omar, who is Mahir's dad. He's also a master shooter, and an excellent master shooter, who's going to be shooting at SSP. We have got Ibrahim Dungu, who's currently shooting at an excellent level. He's floating in the air and he's shooting very well. His balancing level is magnificent and is doing a very great job. A lot of effort that he has put in his training. We have got Eric Washira, who's also shooting very well. So the masters we have in the country are doing a good job. Ashu Senik, they're doing a great job in giving back to the community also by supporting other teams, supporting the youth. We have got the experts who are shooting very well. So I would say today as Kenya, we are going to pick up all the trophies. I'm not seeing if anybody is going to come with anything new, they have a tough war.
Mahir, you've looked at these shooters from the very beginning. You've been with them all through the training for a month now, and you've been training together. You've participated internationally, especially in the expert category, where you've been the best in East and Central Africa, and also you've done so well abroad. Do you think that the women and men that we have here can take on Africa?
I believe our team is well prepared and we are ready to take on the challenge. All the trophies are coming home, and I'll be taking one of them. And we are ready. I can say we are ready. We have never been this ready. This time, we're taking it on full on.
Again, if you compare Kenya to the outside world, what is the difference? Maybe we have the best shooting ranges in the country. We have one in Rongai and we have one in Kirigiti, and there could be more that I don't know. Do you think we relate, or we just too way behind?
We are trying to get to that level. I believe our Kirigiti range is coming up well, and it's up to international standards. We are yet to get to the USA level, but I believe they're well safe and they're quite spacious, and we've attained the international standards for ranges.
Sami, when Mahir talks about the US, we come back to the gun ownership, and it's a big problem in the country. You know our rules and the laws of this country, which are guiding us in terms of gun safety. There's so much. Like I can say this, there's so like it's just something that you can just open a Pandora box of talking about it, because owning a gun in Kenya, it takes so much, and you must have money. They say you must know how to use it first. Somebody is asking, Sami, how can one join this game of shooting? Somebody is asking. I saw a message from somebody here.
Yeah, I would say this: for you to own a firearm, people say that you must have a lot of money. You don't have to have a lot of money. You just have to visit your OCS. Just go to the OCS and tell the OCS that I want to own a firearm. He'll do the due diligence. He'll instruct you on what you have to do. And trust me, the permit fee that we pay for owning a firearm is 5,000 shillings. That is what you pay at the Firearm Licensing Board. That is an official receipt that you pay for a pistol, and you pay for another 5,000 shillings, I think, for your card. And that is the total amount of money that has to be paid. But this question that you have to have a lot of money for you to own a firearm, I think it was a story that was there some time back. And I would say excellent job that has been done by the Firearm Licensing Board today. The rules are being followed, the strictness are there, and that is a procedure. If you compare Kenya to the US have got different laws that govern different states on how you can own a firearm or concealed carry, not for concealed carry. I am a firearm instructor, and I will tell you that the kind of classes that I've gone to out of this country and what I've seen in the country, Kenyan law is growing up well. We are moving one step at a time, and I believe if we show and we give the best kind of discipline, and we give the government the right kind of reasons for them to relax in certain areas and stricten other areas, then things will work out well. But if there is no control and there is no discipline around it, then definitely you would not be asking for more laxities in matters of the laws on owning a firearm. But I would tell you, the kind of competitions that are being held in the US, and as Myra has rightly put it, the stages and the kind of ranges that we are holding, Kirigiti shooting range today, I would not even compare it with the range that we shot in the last World Championships in the US. I would say that we've caught up with them already. And where we are heading to, with a little bit more of support from government, a little bit more support from our members, and the members of the National Gun Owners Association, who have been so helpful, our sponsors and supporters, who have come up right now and done a lot of work. The range management team that we already have at the range today, the chairman of the association and his committee, the membership, they've done an excellent job. So I would tell you that with the kind of discipline, if we do hold ourselves well, and stop these stories that you hear people saying they are cowboys and they are people who would walk into bars. Look at the National Gun Owners Association. Until today, we don't have even one person from our 2,000 members who have been caught with one incident that they've misused their firearms. So if we retain and maintain that kind of discipline, then we give the government reason enough for them to work with us towards the right direction that we are going.
Mahir Omar, as Sami Onyango talks about civilization, that's what he's generally talking about. If you're a civil citizen who can be owning a gun at the same time, use it properly, then you will not be having a problem. Your final thoughts about the Africa Championships and what should we expect as Kenyans and as fans from out here? I hear that our CEO, Orlando Leom, is part of this.
Well, we are to expect a very challenging event. Actually, on expert, on masters, even the ladies, it's been up and down, different. You think you're on the top level, but when you slack a bit, someone comes up and beats you. And I believe the spectators are going to enjoy a lot, if they will be, and I think we're going to expect a very enjoyable international event that's going to be held in the Kidigiti shooting range this year.
It's not age limited, and for you are taking part. Should you expect a trophy from you?
Oh yes, for sure. I'm going for the high, and I want to become the youngest master in this competition.
Oh my, wonderful. I love that. I want to be there and to see this for myself. And Sami, your final thoughts as we wind up this discussion about Africa Championship.
Mine is to thank, first of all, to thank God and to thank our families and to thank Kenya as a nation for standing behind the shooting sports and standing behind sportsmen and women in general, from where we've come from to where we've reached today. Without support from the Kenyans, I don't think it would be possible for us to reach where we've reached. We'd like to thank our sponsors equally for the support that they've come out so strong to give unto us, and to ask Kenyans to support us further on, because we are starting on the 1st, where the safety officers are going to shoot, and then we're going to take up the main competition, which is going to start on the 4th and the 5th. I would also like to thank the safety officers who have come out strongly to make sure that they've gone through the right courses. To finish, I'd like to say that we've just finished the Kenya Under-20. We are expecting more foreigners into the country, and with the support from the hospitality industry, we are seeing Kenya being the host and the stopping nation in Africa and all over the world, where each and every sporting activity, not only sports, other businesses and other things can also be held in this country. This is a great nation. Let's safeguard it, let's support it, and let's hold it strong.
I hope you're not promising too much, Sami, because Monica Juma was there, and she came there to assure you of her support and as the country's support, and she will rally behind her men in uniform and women in uniform at the same time. Hope she will have to see this at the end of the day and just hold you to account that you said and you didn't deliver, Sami.
You can always count on that word, because I always say one thing: wherever God is, nothing is impossible.
Great. Thank you so much, guys, for watching, and we are waiting to see what happens or what transpires in the game between Kenya and Uganda. It's a friendly match ahead of the AfroBasket finals, where Kenya will take on Cote d'Ivoire on Wednesday, and we will be anxiously waiting to see what happens and how Kenya takes on the championship. The Kenya Morans are returning this championship 28 years later. The last time we did this was in 1993. The first time we did this was in 1985. Historically, we're not doing properly because it's the 4th continental tournament that we are taking part. But hopefully, Kenya is going to do well as Kenya runs, and as Kenyans, we rally behind the national team. My name is Jeff Mogira. Thank you for watching, and have a wonderful viewing, the rest of your viewing of the day. And later on, we'll be seeing you at Zilizala Viwanjani in the evening.